See the one? Hi, we're the Swensons, the family behind Let's Adventure Some More.
And this year we decided to ditch our suburban living for an exchange student.
Nobody knows that, Mommy.
And in this week's video, we're in Shanghai, Thailand. Hi, we're the Swensons, the family behind Let's Adventure Some More.
And this year we decided to ditch our San Francisco suburban life for a trip around the world.
This week's video, we're in Shanghai, China and Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Hi from Chiang Mai. At the beginning of this week, we were able to get into an Airbnb in Shanghai and finally relax for the first time. We just needed time to decompress.
And it was really nice getting to buy our own groceries and cook our own meals.
We were also one stop away on the metro from a Carrefour, which is a European-based grocery store, but they
France.
France, okay. They had one in Shanghai, which was really cool because I said it was like Costco and IKEA met and had a baby, and that was Carrefour.
It was an experience that you got to have.
Yes.
For a day trip, we took the kids to Yew Garden in Shanghai and got to see some amazing sights.
Yeah, it was our one and only time we actually got out and saw any part of Shanghai. And then the other time we would just walk around our complex that had a playground for the kids. So we went there a couple of times just to have them have a little bit of normalcy that week that we were in Shanghai.
And get their jitters out.
Yes. At the end of Shanghai, we hopped on 2 airplane flights to fly to Chiang Mai, Thailand in time for the Yee Peng Lantern Festival. Thoughts on Thailand compared to China?
Thailand is the weather was much nicer. I really enjoyed the warmth. Didn't need any kind of jackets or sweaters. The driving's a little more chaotic. More people or more cars at least. In China, it was a much slower pace, fewer vehicles. It actually worked really well. Here, it just seems like you're a little bit more crowded, and so it was a little bit more I don't know if I'd want to drive around in here like I did in China.
And I mentioned the warm weather. It's been great wearing shorts and sleeveless shirts and ditching all of our thick layers this weekend since we've been here. And I just love the liveliness. It definitely has an island feel to it.
Yeah.
And the food is amazing. It's cheap and it's good Thai food. And so it's been really great. I also got a haircut today, so that was nice. Since before leaving the States I didn't have a chance to get a trim, so I got a $16 trim and blowout, and that was very nice. Oh, our visa story.
Oh, visa. Yes.
When we arrived in Thailand, we came with a Chinese airline with a whole bunch of Chinese people on our flight. So when we got to Thailand, it was in a room with a booth for pictures for visa and a different area where you get your visa, and then a long line to go through customs. And I totally blanked about what we needed to do as Americans, and I was like, oh no, we need to get pictures and we need to apply for a visa, and I didn't remember reading about this. And then we hadn't changed any money currency into baht, so we had no money to be able to pay them. So I finally talked to a woman that looked very official and asked her if I could exchange my American currency for baht, and she said, oh, you're American, you don't need to do any of this, you just fill out this form and get in line.
Saved a lot of time.
So, and I remember reading like, oh, you don't need a visa, and then it finally hit me, but I think it was because it was just a huge hustle and bustle and all these Chinese people trying to get into these lines. And yeah, so it was a great experience to realize we didn't have to pay all of those things, we could just go through the line. During my planning for this trip, I realized that we could be in Chiang Mai for the Lantern Festival, so I made sure to structure all of the surrounding itinerary to make sure we landed in time to go to the event near Maejo University for tourists. It's just a breathtaking experience. There's over 4,000 people in one location releasing the lanterns into the sky, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It was breathtaking. The Lantern Festival is rooted in the Buddhist tradition of releasing all of the negative things from the prior year and saying prayers and being prepared for the next year in hope and with a clean conscience and a clean spirit.